Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between towering mountains and lush rice fields, there lived a clever cat named Cat. Cat was known for her sharp wit and extraordinary ability to catch fish from the rice paddies that surrounded the village. Every day, she would wander out into the fields, pouncing on any unsuspecting fish that ventured close to the surface of the shallow water. One day, as the sun began to set and the sky turned into hues of orange and pink, Cat realized that she hadn't caught any fish that day. She decided to stay in the rice fields a little longer, thinking that perhaps, under the soft glow of the moon, she might have better luck. As night fell, the villagers retreated to their homes, but Cat remained crouched by the edge of a large rice paddy. Her eyes gleamed in the moonlight as she spotted the subtle ripple of water nearby. A fish! Cat crept closer, her paws barely making a sound on the soft, muddy ground. With a swift movement, she lunged and caught the fish with her sharp claws. Proud of her catch, Cat thought it was time to return home. But then something strange happened. As she started to make her way back, the moon suddenly disappeared behind thick clouds, and a chilling breeze swept across the fields. The once familiar surroundings became eerie, with the gentle rustling of the rice plants turning into unsettling whispers. Cat's fur bristled, and her ears perked up at the sound of footsteps behind her. She turned quickly, but no one was there. Determined to shake off the unease, Cat hurried forward. Yet the whispers grew louder. It felt as though the rice plants themselves were alive, moving with a will of their own. Then, in the distance, Cat saw something, or someone, standing in the middle of the field. It was a figure, tall and draped in a white, flowing gown, its face pale and gaunt. The figure seemed to float above the ground, its feet never touching the earth. Cat's heart raced. She had heard stories from the villagers about ghosts wandering the fields at night, but she had never believed them, until now. The ghost began to move toward her, slowly at first, then faster and faster. Cat's instincts kicked in, and she dashed through the rice fields, the fish still clutched tightly in her jaws. The ghost's voice echoed through the night, calling her name in a haunting whisper. Cat. Cat. No matter how fast she ran, the ghost seemed to get closer. Her heart pounded in her chest as she zigzagged through the fields, trying to lose the spirit. Just when it seemed the ghost would catch her, Cat spotted an old, abandoned hut at the edge of the fields. She darted inside, hoping it would provide her some shelter. Inside the hut, it was dark and cold. Cat crouched in a corner, her ears twitching as she listened for any sign of the ghost. The footsteps outside grew softer, and the whispers faded into silence. It seemed she had escaped. But as Cat let out a sigh of relief, she heard a soft voice behind her. Cat, why did you run? Cat's fur stood on end. Slowly she turned around, and there, standing in the doorway, was the ghost. Its hollow eyes locked onto hers, and its pale lips curved into a sinister smile. Cat trembled in fear, her body frozen in place. But then, something unexpected happened. The fish, still in Cat's mouth, wriggled free and fell to the ground. The moment the fish hit the dirt, the ghost let out a piercing scream and vanished into thin air, leaving only a cold gust of wind in its wake. Cat stood there, panting and bewildered. It was as if the fish had some sort of power over the ghost. She didn't wait to find out more. Without wasting another moment, Cat dashed out of the hut and ran all the way back to the village, never once looking back. From that night on, Cat never stayed out late in the rice fields again, no matter how many fish were left to catch. And whenever the villagers told stories of the ghosts that haunted the fields, Cat would sit by the fire, her tail wrapped around her paws, grateful that she had escaped the spirit's clutches that eerie, moonless night. And so, the tale of Cat the Cat and the ghost of the rice fields was passed down from generation to generation, a reminder to all that some mysteries are better left undisturbed after the sun has set.